I never thought the smallest thing would unravel everything. One afternoon, I get a notification on my phone. A delivery was made. I glance out the window, squinting against the sunlight, and see a small Amazon package sitting at the edge of the porch. It's addressed to Jenna. The name seems out of place, but I don't think much of it at first. After all, she orders things all the time. I put on my shoes, head outside, and grab the package, flipping it over in my hands. Something about it feels off. This isn't one of her usual packages, you know? It's not some new home gadget or another beauty product. It's small, very small, and as I tear it open, I feel a strange knot form in my stomach. Inside is a set of delicate, lacy underwear, red, and alongside it, a note. I unfold the small piece of paper and read it. I hope your husband doesn't find this first this time. The handwriting is neat, familiar, but not Jenna's. I stand there, the box in one hand, the note in the other. For a moment, everything goes still. It's like the world slows down around me. My eyes drift to the mailman's car, parked across the street. He waves as he pulls away, blissfully unaware of the storm he just set in motion. My mind races. What the hell does this mean? Jenna doesn't know I've seen it yet. I'm not sure I even want to tell her. I slip the box and the note into my jacket pocket and turn back inside, trying to calm the unease building in my chest. Jenna's in the kitchen, prepping dinner, humming along to some tune on the radio. She doesn't notice me right away, but when she does, she smiles that easy smile she's always had. I nod at her, but I can't quite meet her gaze. I'm not ready. I don't know what I'm looking for yet, but I feel something, and it's not good. She goes about her business, chopping vegetables and checking her phone every few minutes. It's so subtle, I almost don't notice it at first. But after a while, I start paying closer attention. She's checking her messages, quickly erasing something before slipping the phone back into her pocket. Then, a few minutes later, she gets up to use the bathroom. I don't say anything. She comes back a few minutes later, distracted. There's something about the way she's acting, something off. Her behavior's been like this for a while now. Small things that don't seem to matter, little slips of the tongue, missed calls, the way she jumps when I ask her a simple question. She wasn't always like this. She used to be better at hiding things. The tension is unbearable. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I keep watching, my mind running wild with possibilities. Every time she checks her phone, I feel that knot twist tighter. She's hiding something. I just don't know what yet. For the next few days, the unease only grows. My suspicions keep building, but I say nothing. I want to know what's really going on, and I don't trust my gut alone. So, despite knowing I'm stepping into dangerous territory, I do something I swore I wouldn't. I install a cheap surveillance camera above the front door. At least this way, I'll know for sure. 2 days pass before I get anything worth mentioning, but during that time, my mind doesn't rest. I keep watching Jenna more closely than I ever have before, and it's like every action she takes has a hidden meaning now. I see how she hesitates when she answers my questions, how her smiles don't quite reach her eyes anymore. It's the little things, the way she's always checking her phone, erasing messages, and disappearing into the bathroom at odd moments. She thinks I don't notice, but I do. The way she hides her phone screen whenever I walk by. The nervous little glances she throws my way when she thinks I'm not paying attention. It's all building up, stacking on top of one another until I can't ignore it anymore. There's something she's not telling me, and whatever it is, it's slowly suffocating whatever was left of the trust between us. I tell myself I'm being paranoid, but I can't shake the feeling that something's not right. My mind starts playing tricks on me. I'm seeing patterns where there might be none, but it doesn't feel like it. There's a cold knot in my stomach that grows every time I see her acting this way. I don't want to confront her until I have proof, but I'm not sure I can keep this up much longer without snapping. So, on a quiet Sunday morning, I decide to take matters into my own hands. I get the camera installed above the front door, trying to convince myself it's just for peace of mind. It's a cheap model, nothing fancy, but it'll do the job. When I check the footage, I almost wish I hadn't. The first video I review doesn't show much. The courier comes by, drops off another package, and leaves. I don't know why I was expecting anything else. But I keep watching, hoping for something to confirm the growing suspicion in my gut. A few hours later, I get the footage that changes everything. The delivery man leaves the box as usual, but this time, a car pulls up in front of the house, one I don't recognize. The man who gets out of the car is wearing a hood, keeping his face covered. He approaches the front door, stops just long enough to check the area, then leaves another package. But this time, there's no scan, no signature, no proof of delivery. Just the box being left like the first one. He doesn't even knock. And that's when it hits me. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't some random delivery mix-up. I rewind the footage, watching it over and over, trying to piece together what's really happening. I feel like an idiot for not noticing sooner, for not seeing the signs right in front of me. The first package, the one with the underwear and the note, it wasn't some mistake. It was planned. Whoever left it knew exactly what they were doing. They knew Jenna would get it, and they knew I wouldn't question it at first. But now, watching this footage, it's clear that the second delivery was meant for her, too. I don't tell Jenna anything. Not yet. I'm not ready to confront her. The footage makes my blood run cold, but I need more. I need to see her reaction. I need to hear her admit it, even if it tears me apart. I keep the camera running. I keep watching, waiting for her to slip. The next night, as we're sitting on the couch, she seems more anxious than usual. She keeps glancing at her phone, tapping her foot impatiently, as though she's waiting for something. The silence between us is heavier now. I don't know how to fill it anymore. Every word feels like a lie, even the simple ones. I can feel myself pulling away, and she doesn't even seem to notice. Or maybe she does, but she's too lost in whatever is happening outside of our home to care. I'm starting to hate the sound of her phone buzzing. It's like a constant reminder that something's slipping through my fingers. She gets up again, just like before, disappearing into the bathroom with her phone in hand. When she comes back, her face is pale, her movements quick and nervous. I want to ask her about it, but I can't find the right words. My mind races ahead of me, thinking of everything I've seen, everything I've discovered. The truth is out there, just beyond my reach, and I can feel it closing in on me like a noose. But I wait. I don't say anything. Not yet. Not until I have everything. 2 more days drag on in a haze of suspicion and quiet tension. I don't know what I was expecting to find when I set up that camera, but what I'm uncovering is far worse than anything I could have imagined. The footage keeps rolling in, each clip more unsettling than the last. Another package appears on the porch, then the hooded man arrives again, leaving another box, as though he's repeating a ritual. But the thing that catches my attention most is how he looks over his shoulder, checking the street before quickly walking away, as if he's trying to be discreet. The odd thing is that every time I watch these videos, I notice a growing sense of urgency in his actions, as if he's running out of time. And in every clip, he never once seems to acknowledge the possibility of anyone seeing him. It's like he's done this 1,000 times before. I can't ignore it anymore. My mind is spinning, piecing together the odd behavior from Jenna and these strange deliveries. Something's happening behind the scenes, and I can't keep pretending I'm blind to it. But the more I try to figure it out, the more questions I have. Jenna's been acting even stranger. She's on edge, avoiding my gaze, making excuses to leave the room when I walk in, and doing everything she can to avoid talking about anything serious. And me? I'm getting tired of it. I've been holding my tongue, hoping for an explanation, but every time I try to get close to asking, she pulls further away. So one night, after she's gone to bed, I make a decision. I can't keep waiting. The only way to get the answers I need is to dig deeper, to confront whatever truth is hiding in plain sight. It's in the bathroom, of all places, that I find what I've been looking for. I'm putting away some toiletries when I notice something odd sticking out from an old book on the shelf. A piece of paper, folded carefully, as though it had been deliberately hidden. It's a note, written in Jenna's handwriting. My heart pounds as I unfold it, unsure of what I'm about to read. The moment the words hit me, I feel everything shift. I don't know how much longer I can keep this under control. Alex suspects something. My stomach drops, and I feel the air leave my lungs as I read it again. It's a confession, a cry for help wrapped in coded words. It doesn't make sense at first, but as I reread it, the weight of what it means hits me. She knew, deep down, that I was already catching on, that I'd start piecing things together. And yet, here it is, a silent admission, written in the dark corners of the house where no one would find it. The note is dated about a week ago. That was before the packages started arriving with any regularity. Before I set up the camera. Before I realized the truth might be closer than I ever imagined. I stand there, holding the note in my hands, trying to make sense of everything. My mind is a whirlwind, thoughts crashing into each other, none of them making sense. How long has this been going on? How long has she been hiding this from me? The note feels like a punch to the gut, confirming all my suspicions, but I can't bring myself to confront her about it. Not yet. I need more. I need to understand everything, not just the fragments she's leaving behind. The truth is there, buried in the hidden spaces of our life together, and I'm digging through it, inch by inch. I slip the note into my pocket, careful not to wake her. I'm not ready for that conversation yet. I'm not ready to confront her, even though every part of me is screaming for answers. I can't let this go. I can't keep pretending like nothing's wrong when everything feels so fractured. I need to know what's been happening behind my back. And I know, deep down, that once I know the full story, nothing will ever be the same again. I don't sleep that night. I can't. The note burns a hole in my pocket, and the thoughts in my mind just keep turning over and over, each one more suffocating than the last. It's as if the walls are closing in around me, and I'm trapped in a house that doesn't feel like mine anymore. There's no escaping it now. I know what's happening, and I know that the moment I confront Jenna, everything will shatter. All the quiet tension that's been building for months will break, and I won't be able to put it back together again. I've never been one to shy away from hard truths, but this feels different. This feels like a betrayal that's so deep, I don't even know if I can recover from it. I wait until morning. Jenna's already up, bustling around the kitchen as usual, preparing breakfast with that same practiced ease that used to be comforting. It's like she's living in a different world, one where everything is just fine, even as I'm standing here, holding all the pieces of a broken puzzle in my hands. I watch her, silently observing the way she moves, the way she hums as she flips eggs, the way her eyes dart to her phone every few seconds. It's like a dance we've been doing for years, but now, every step she takes is deliberate, calculated. She's careful. Too careful. I can feel the space between us growing wider with every passing minute. There's an invisible barrier now, something that wasn't there before. And I know she feels it too. The thought of confronting her now seems almost impossible, but I can't keep pretending I don't know. I can't ignore the fact that something has shifted. I should have seen it sooner, the way she'd pull away, the way she'd get distant for no reason, how she'd vanish into her phone like it was her escape from whatever was happening here. Maybe, if I'd looked closer, if I hadn't buried myself in my work all these years, I would have understood what was going on. I would have realized how much she was hurting, how much she needed something more than I could give her. And now, here I am, waiting for the inevitable moment when everything comes crashing down. I take a deep breath, my hand shaking just slightly as I set the note down on the kitchen counter. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but I can't keep living like this. I can't keep pretending I don't know. So I speak, my voice thick with a tension I've never felt before. Jenna, we need to talk. She looks up, her smile faltering for just a second before she recovers. What about? I found something, I say, my words slow, deliberate. I'm trying to sound calm, trying to keep control of the situation, but it's impossible. The words feel heavy, like they're sinking in my chest with every syllable. I watch as her expression changes, a flicker of panic crossing her face before she quickly masks it with a practiced smile. She's been doing that for days now, hiding something, pretending everything is fine when it's anything but. What did you find? She asks, her voice barely a whisper. She's playing it cool, but I can see the cracks forming. She knows what I mean. She knows exactly what I'm referring to. And yet, she doesn't say a word. I slide the note across the table toward her, the paper feeling like an accusation. She hesitates before she picks it up, her fingers brushing against it as she reads. The silence stretches on for what feels like an eternity, and when she looks up at me, her eyes are wide, like she's been caught in the middle of something she can't escape. I didn't mean for you to find that, she says, her voice shaky. There's a tremor in her words, a vulnerability I haven't heard from her in a long time. I can see the guilt in her eyes, but there's something else too. Something deeper. She's scared. And for a moment, I almost feel bad for her. Almost. But then the anger rises, cold and sharp. I feel the knot in my stomach tighten. So, what's this about? What's been going on, Jenna? I ask, my voice low, controlled, but the anger is still there, simmering beneath the surface. She looks away, her gaze dropping to the table, her fingers nervously tapping against the edge of her coffee cup. It's not what you think, she says, her voice almost pleading, like she's trying to make me understand something I'm not ready to hear. Then what is it? I press, my patience wearing thin. Because, from where I'm standing, it sure looks like you've been hiding something from me. From us. She sighs, a long, drawn-out breath that feels like she's been holding it in for far too long. Alex, I never meant for any of this to happen. I didn't want to hurt you, I swear. I wait, but she doesn't continue. The silence between us is thick, oppressive. I want her to explain, to give me answers, but the more she hesitates, the more I feel the distance between us growing wider. It's like there's a wall between us now, something that can't be torn down so easily. He was a friend, she begins, her voice soft, almost distant. He used to be. And then, over time, things changed. I wasn't looking for anyone else, Alex. I wasn't trying to replace you. But he listened. And you were always so distant, so caught up in your work. You never noticed, never asked. It was like I was invisible to you, like I didn't matter anymore. Her words hit me like a slap. I don't know how to respond. I never thought I'd hear this from her, never thought that the woman I married would be telling me this. My mind spins, trying to make sense of it, but the more she talks, the more I realize I've been blind to everything happening right in front of me. She wasn't trying to find someone else. She was just trying to be seen again, to feel heard. I never meant for things to get this far, Jenna continues, her voice barely above a whisper. But I couldn't ignore it anymore. You weren't the same, Alex. And I wasn't the same either. I didn't know how to fix it. And then he came along, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like I mattered. Her words sting, but I can't deny the truth in them. I haven't been the man I used to be. I've been distant, lost in my own world, focused on my work and my routine. I didn't see her slipping away. I didn't notice that the woman I married was slowly disappearing right in front of me. For a long time, there's only silence between us, thick and heavy. I feel the weight of everything she's just said pressing down on me, suffocating me. And as the silence stretches on, I realize that no matter how much I want to fix things, I can't. Too much has happened. Too much has changed. Finally, I speak, my voice breaking the silence. Is it only physical? Or have you completely checked out of this marriage? Jenna looks at me, her eyes filled with a mixture of guilt and sadness. She doesn't answer right away. And when she does, her words are quiet, almost a whisper. I don't know anymore. I swallow hard, standing up, feeling the weight of her words crash over me like a wave. I never cheated on you, Jenna, even when I knew everything. But I can't do this anymore. I can't live like this. I walk to the door, take her car keys out of my pocket, and place them on the shelf by the entrance. I'm leaving tomorrow, I say, my voice calm, even though everything inside me feels like it's falling apart. Jenna doesn't cry. She just stands there, watching me, her eyes empty. She wants to say something, but she doesn't. And I can't bring myself to turn around. A taxi pulls up outside. I grab my suitcase, and before I walk out, I pause one last time, turning to look at her. No more parcels. No more notes. Just silence, I say, and then I leave. The sound of the taxi's engine hums in the background as I stand by the door, suitcase in hand. My fingers tremble slightly as I grip the handle, but I don't feel anything like I thought I would. I thought I'd feel a rush of relief or perhaps a sense of finality, but instead, it's just an overwhelming stillness that fills me, a kind of empty quiet that sits heavy in my chest. The door is open, and the world outside is waiting. Yet, I can't shake the feeling that I'm walking into something I'm not quite ready for. I've been preparing for this moment for days, even weeks, but now that it's finally here, I'm not sure I know what to expect. I can hear Jenna behind me, but I don't turn around. I know she's still standing there, not sure what to say or do. She doesn't need to say anything. The silence between us says it all. The weight of the conversation we had earlier is still pressing down on me. Her words are etched in my mind. He was a friend. He used to be. The echoes of her confession replay in my head, but I can't quite place how I'm supposed to feel. Anger? Betrayal? Hurt? It's all there, but it feels muted, like I'm too numb to process it properly. It's strange, this sensation of walking away from something that was supposed to last forever, and yet, as I stand there, staring at the suitcase in my hand, I realize it was never really about the other man. It wasn't about the physical part of whatever had happened. It was about something that I had neglected for too long. Jenna wasn't looking for someone else, not really. She was looking for a connection, for something I wasn't giving her. I had been distant, caught up in my own world, too wrapped up in fixing things for other people to notice that the most important thing in my life was slipping through my fingers. I don't look back as I step outside. I don't look at the house that was supposed to be home. I don't need to. I know that whatever was left between us is now gone. There's no point in turning back. If I did, if I allowed myself one last glance, I'd only lose the fragile strength I have left. And so, I walk away, one step at a time, dragging my suitcase behind me as the taxi idles in front of the driveway, waiting for me. The cab driver doesn't say anything, which is exactly what I need right now. His silence gives me space to breathe, to think, to process everything that's happened. The road stretches out in front of us, long and endless, but instead of feeling like freedom, it feels like a gaping hole that's waiting to swallow me whole. The reality of leaving sets in with each mile we put between me and the life I've known for so long. But even as the distance grows, I know there's no going back. The taxi pulls up outside a hotel, nothing fancy, but it'll do. I pay the driver, a few bills exchanged in quiet acknowledgement, and step out onto the pavement. The hotel's sign flickers dimly in the night, casting long shadows against the cold concrete. It's nothing like the life I had before. It's not home, and it never will be. But right now, it's all I need. I walk inside, and the sterile air of the lobby greets me, the quiet hum of fluorescent lights overhead the only sound filling the space. I take the room key from the receptionist, nod my thanks, and head to the elevator. There's no one else here at this hour. The world outside feels asleep, like it's waiting for me to make the next move, but all I want is to sink into the anonymity of the room, to let the quiet wash over me and forget everything for a moment. When I close the door behind me, the room is empty. The bed, the desk, the thin curtains, they're all unfamiliar, but in a strange way, it feels like a kind of relief. There's no baggage here, no questions waiting to be asked, no emotions tangled in the sheets. Just emptiness, and for the first time in days, it feels like I can breathe again. I sit on the edge of the bed, running my hands through my hair, trying to make sense of everything that's happened. My mind keeps replaying the conversation with Jenna, the way she looked at me as I walked out, the way she didn't cry. There was no pleading, no desperate attempts to fix what had already been broken. She knew, just like I did, that this was the end. And maybe, in some way, we'd both known for a while. Maybe we'd both been too afraid to admit that the connection we once shared was long gone. But now, the silence is all that's left between us. I don't know what comes next. I don't know if there's a way to fix what's been broken or if it's even worth trying. The more I think about it, the more I realize that I've been holding on to something that wasn't real anymore. The life we built together was a memory, a snapshot of what we once had, but not what we are now. I can't fix it. I can't pretend that everything will just fall back into place. It's over. And though the pain of it sits deep inside me, it's not the worst part. The worst part is knowing that we let it get to this point without even trying to stop it. I lie back on the bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of the situation crash down on me in slow waves. There's no more pretending, no more hiding. I've left. And Jenna? She's left behind in that house, alone with her guilt and her own silence. The realization hits me like a brick to the chest. I will never be able to forget this. I'll never be able to undo what's been done. I can't go back to who we were, and even if I wanted to, I don't know if I could ever look at her the same way again. A few hours later, I stand by the window, watching the city lights flicker in the distance. The world moves on, indifferent to the pain I feel. I want to call her. I want to reach out and hear her voice, but I know it won't change anything. I'm done. It's over. No more packages. No more notes. Just silence. And with that, I know there's nothing left for me here. Nothing left but the sound of my own heart breaking, a quiet rhythm that keeps me company in the silence. But in time, even silence fades. And so will I.